Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a video more specific for new mums or women who are pregnant. I know when I was pregnant, I had no idea what I was in for. I had never even changed a nappy. I didn't know that my whole world was about to be flipped upside down. Purely because on social media, all you see is these beautiful women with their cute smiley babies, and you kind of just presume they're gonna sit in a bouncer and you can still carry on with your life, and they do a poop and they sleep, and yeah, it's not like that. So I want to be really real and honest with you, but also give you a couple of tips that I wish that I knew before I had Taj. Little things that you just don't think about when you're pregnant and about to have a baby. When you're pregnant, you're thinking about the perfect nursery, the most stylish pram, you've got all your swaddles ready, you've got your nursing chair and your hospital bag packed, but people don't talk about the newborn stage and just some things to expect when becoming a new parent and some of the challenges that can come along, but also some of the things that, I don't know, I just feel like new mums need to know. So anyways, let's get started on my tips. Now, these aren't Bible, you might not connect with all of them. Just know that I'm doing this video to try to help some of you. I know when I searched online, I just couldn't quite find any mum that I really connected with, or their advice is really overwhelming, or it didn't feel right for me. So I just hope that a couple of these tips can help you new mums not feel so alone and just kind of know what to expect. Tip number one, ask for help. I know this sounds like, oh, of course I'll ask for help, but I try to do it all. You just want to be superwoman. I don't know what it is about being a mum that you just want to do it all. Even when Steve would try to help, I'd be like, no, you're doing this wrong, you're not doing that right. Like, only I can do it. You just feel like you're the only one that knows how to do everything right with your baby, and you just feel like it's your responsibility, and I don't know, you just put so much pressure on yourself. So whoever is around, ask them for help. It didn't take me very long to kind of click out of that and go, you know what, I can't do this on my own. So if I was having a meltdown, or if I was exhausted, or Taj was just really unsettled, you know, Steve would obviously help me, or even Sammy and Gretty. Well, Gretty had her own child, but Sammy, I remember some nights I'd be like, oh, I'm just so tired, Sammy, can you just come around and hold him for half an hour? And she would come around and just hold him, and just like, whether she was rocking him to sleep or just walking around the house just for half an hour, so I could just like breathe. Because when you're a mum, honestly, sometimes having half an hour to an hour by yourself is just the best thing ever. So don't be afraid to ask for help with whoever's around. People don't mind. Use the people around you, and there's babysitters too. I think people forget that you can pay babysitters, and most of them are pretty cheap. And I found a couple that are like $20 an hour, and they're the most beautiful people in the world. So if you don't have close family around you, find a babysitter that you really connect with, and even if it's for an hour, have that time to yourself. Number two, this is a big one. Stop comparing yourself to every other mother and baby. Every baby is so different. I'm so sick of mums comparing their babies with each other. My baby eats this, or my baby eats this. How much does your baby sleep? My baby sleeps this much. Oh, I want to give my baby that. Is your baby walking already? Oh, he's not walking yet? Oh, like there's so much judgment and comparison. Like, every child's different. They're gonna crawl when they want to crawl. They're gonna walk when they want to walk. Some are gonna like bananas, some don't. Some are gonna have more packer food than others. That's okay. Some are breastfed, some are bottle fed. It's okay for them to be different. They're their own little human, and they're gonna like different things. And when you're constantly comparing yourself to other ways of parenting and other babies, you're just gonna feel like shit, to be honest. Just cut it. Focus on your baby and what they're doing, and just know that they're learning at their own pace, and to be patient with them, because it's just, they've come out of your stomach and there's just so much to take in and learn, and some might be a little bit slower, but that's okay. Just embrace it and enjoy every moment, and stop comparing. Number three, stop looking at Instagram photos of mums and their babies. I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I feel like so many people, especially mums, post their highlight reel of their new life as being a mum. That's not necessarily a bad thing in some sense, because some people don't want to share the hard times. That's okay. Everyone's allowed to share what they want. The problem that I see with it is that so many other mums and new mums look at this highlight reel and go, you know, wow, that looks so relaxing and like happy. Oh, their baby's so happy. And then when they have their newborn and it's crying all the time and going through witching hour and spewing and vomiting and shitting all over you, and you're like, well, no other mum seems to be going through this. Why is my child the only one doing this? Like, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with my baby? And you just start to question everything, and it's just not a very nice way to live. I mean, that's why I've always kept it real. My struggles with breastfeeding, my struggles with just being exhausted, trying to balance work life. Taj, even the first 6 weeks, he was lip and tongue tied, so I couldn't breastfeed properly. He had so much wind in his stomach. He would like strain every time he would try and do a poo. It was really, really hard. And when I saw these photos online, I was just like, I feel like my baby's the only one that's going through this. And of course he's not, but when you're constantly comparing and looking at these other Instagram profiles of these mums, it just makes you feel like you're not doing a very good job. And I don't want other mums to feel that and go through that. Know that every baby cries and every baby poos and vomits. I've already forgotten how many tips I'm up to. My next tip is to read and research. Whatever topic that you're wondering about, Google is your best friend. Sometimes you'll go on websites and you might not connect with it, or you don't believe it, or it might not be right or wrong. Speak to your midwife, your obstetrician, your doctor, visit mummy blogs, visit experts in their field, whether that's, Breastfeeding Association Australia website, whether that's a sleep coaching website, whatever you're struggling with, just read and research, but also know, once again, that every baby's different. So what works for one baby might not work for the next. It's all trial and error, unfortunately, even with food and formula and different sleeping routines and patterns, or things you dress them in, or prams. Like, honestly, every baby's different, and what I like, you might absolutely hate. So many mums are like, oh, I love putting my baby in the pram, it's just the best time. Taj screams if I even take him anywhere near a pram. Absolutely hates it. It's just something that he does not like doing, which is really frustrating. Whenever I see mums with prams, I get so jealous because they get to go on their little walks within the pram, the baby's loving life. Every baby's so different. So just make sure you read, ask for advice, do your own research, and make a decision that feels right for you. Go with your gut half the time. They say that mother's like instinct and intuition knows. We really do a lot of the time, so don't ignore that. One of the best things I did for myself, my family, and for Taj was to teach Taj how to sleep. I took for granted how nice it is to have a full night's sleep, because when you have a newborn, and this isn't for every baby, once again, some babies are born and sleep all night, no problems. Other mums up like 10 times a night. I really struggled in that first 12 weeks having broken sleep, because I pretty much only got a week off after birth, and I had to still do some of my roles at my work. If I didn't, my business would have fell to the ground. That would not be cool. I love what I do, and I wanted to be able to continue to do that. So I didn't get much time off. So trying to work, function, and support thousands of women online with minimum sleep was really, really hard. And when I was pregnant, I got a sleep coach to come down and teach me some things. And then at 12 weeks, I also got her to come back. She doesn't do in-house consults anymore. She's got these online programs that I've looked through, and they're honestly probably even better than an in-house consult, because in the in-house consult, she goes over with everything, but I was an emotional wreck. I was like trying to take the information. I definitely learned a lot, but her online programs, you can watch videos and you can read things, but her tips and the way she teaches you how to teach your baby how to sleep, amazing. So from 4 months onwards, is that even a word? 4 months onwards, Taj has slept through the night, like 11 and a half hours every single night. He doesn't seem to want to do 12, 11 and a half, not complaining. 11 and a half hours, I have not had to get up during the night once since 4 months. He's a year old now. That is like unheard of. But I followed everything that this coach said. I followed it to a T, and even I follow her on Snapchat, on Facebook, and every tip and thing I'm like immersed in, because I needed to function. I needed it for my own sanity. When I don't get sleep, I'm like a different person, and even it started to affect my relationship, and Steve needed to sleep. Like it just was yuck not getting the sleep. So from 4 months onwards, thank God for the Sleep Mama, because that just changed my life. I'm gonna put her website here for you guys, because I just think it is such a good tool. She's got online programs for different age groups. Even if you don't buy her online programs, which I recommend you do, she has so many online video blogs too, which are just seriously the best. But for her online programs, I got you guys a discount code. It's Ashy10, and that will give you 10% off her programs, which is awesome. But go check out her vlogs, watch her on Snapchat, get to know her, because she's a mum of twin boys. So I just think she knows her stuff, and it's honestly, that's been the best thing ever. Sleep is life. Sleep is everything. Okay, my next tip is to get out of the house at least once a day. If you were like cooped up inside all day, every day with your baby, I don't know about you, but I literally go insane. Like Grady and I, if we don't get out of the house, if we're like housebound the whole day, we're like this by the end of the day, just agitated and like frustrated and just not in a good state. Get some fresh air, go and meet a friend for coffee, go to the gym and pop them in the crate, whatever you need to do, go for a walk, sit at the beach, like anything. I just believe it's so good for your energy, for your state and for your soul and probably your relationship too. Getting out of the house is key. My next tip is I feel like so many mums get lost in just being a mum. Being a mum is the most beautiful thing in the world, but you also don't want to lose yourself in being a mum. What I mean by that is before becoming a mum, you worked, you had a social life, you had goals, you had a career, you had things going on, plans, and it was all about you or your relationship and your social life. And then when you have a baby, everything is focused on the child, keeping them alive, keeping them happy, learning, trying to get whatever rest you can, and everything else goes out the window. And I feel like after about 6, 9 months, a year, even 2 years, however long, a lot of mums fall into this dark hole of just not even knowing who they are anymore, not knowing what makes them happy, and that affects them so much, and it also affects their relationships, and they just feel so lost and so sad. And your baby's gonna feel that as well. So make sure you have something going on for you, whether that's a girly catch up with your girlfriends, still making time to study, a fitness goal, I don't know, whatever hobby or project or something that just lights you up and makes you feel happy, but having a goal, I think, and every day just doing little things towards that goal so you still feel like you're achieving and doing something for yourself. Next is cut the guilt. The mummy guilt. Any mum watching, you know what I'm talking about. You feel guilty for everything. If they're crying, if they're upset, if you're away from them, if you're with them too much and you're frustrated, if you gave them a packet food, if you've gone from breastfeeding to bottle feeding, if you couldn't breastfeed, if your breast milk isn't enough, or if it's sour, or if they've got colic, or if they're teething, whatever it is, we just feel guilty all the time. We feel like we're never doing enough, or we should be doing it better. Cut it. You're doing the best job that you can, and you know, every day is so different, and some days you're gonna blitz through being a mum and going through motherhood and being like, yes, nailing this, love it, give me 10 more. The next day you're gonna be like, oh my God, kill me, someone take my child, can't deal, I'm on the one baby bandwagon, I can't have any more, this is just, what have I done to my life? Like seriously, I have days like that where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't think I could ever have another child, this is just too hard, like, I don't think I can be a mum. And I'm like, well, you kind of have to. You know, it can just get really tough and you just start to feel so guilty. Now, in my situation, I work a lot and that can be really hard sometimes. I love what I do and I feel like I have a purpose to obviously be a mum, be a good wife, be a good best friend, a daughter, but I also feel like I have a purpose to change the world. That sounds extreme, but I do. I want to change the way women feel about their bodies. I want to change the way women talk to themselves, and I also want to change a younger generation, the way they think and look at food and their bodies and the way they move, and get them off their screens and outside playing and active, and get them young, starting to build a healthy, happy relationship with themselves, because that is the foundation for everything. And part of my job is doing that, and also me working a lot, there is little moments where I'm like, I should be working so much, I should be with Taj more, or I shouldn't be going to do my booty event in Perth because I should be with Taj. They only last a split second because I want to be an example to Taj and show him that it's okay to chase your dream. It's okay to have a passion, and it's about balance and all right. And I feel in myself that I'm a better mum when I'm doing things that I like to do. I get quality time with Taj. And I'm not saying you don't get quality time with your child if you're with them all the time. Me personally, if I have little breaks from Taj, I'm so much more patient, centered, grounded, understanding. I'm like, phone is away. It's just better time. So yeah, I hope I've explained that right. Know that babies cry a lot. Babies cry. They just cry about anything. That's their only way to communicate. Don't think you're a bad mum or you're doing things wrong if your baby cries a lot, because that's just what they do. And sometimes Steve had to remind me of that. I'd be like, why is Taj crying again? Like, you know, I can't get him to settle. And he's like, babe, that's his only way to communicate. He's just crying. That's what babies do. And, you know, if his nappy's changed, if he's fed, he's burped, he's well rested, you know, sometimes you just can't figure out why they're crying, but they do cry, and just know that. Don't think that anything is super wrong with your child or you're not doing a good enough job because they're not smiling 24/7, they cry. This next tip is a big one and it's something I wish someone taught me about. I mean, even knowing this, you're still probably going to do it because you're hormonal, you're tired, and you're a human being. But try really hard not to nitpick at your partner, okay? What we forget is they're going through just as much change. Okay, maybe not just as much change. They're going through a lot of change as well. Becoming a dad is quite a overwhelming experience as well. You know, before the baby, the focus is all on them and making them happy and cooking them dinner and being this beautiful wife and dressing up in lingerie, you know, being sexy. No, that's not what it's all about, but you know what I mean. When the baby comes along, that stuff's like out the window. They are 100% second priority. For a man, that does not feel very good. They're understanding as to why, but at the same time, there's just a lot of change. We're oh my God, I can't say that word. Hormonal. We're hormonal. I'm really struggling with that word. Hormonal. Tired, exhausted, going through so much change, trying to figure it all out. And sometimes it's a little easy to just pick and blame and tell them everything they're doing wrong. They're trying to learn as well. We didn't get a manual book on how to do things right or wrong, and the men usually get a lot less time with the babies because they're working and because they can't exactly breastfeed. We learn and adapt a lot quicker, and then when they look after the baby, it's like we almost expect them to know what to do, and when they're not doing it right, we're like straight down their throats, like, you're doing this wrong, you need to do it like that. Oh my God, the nappy's not tight enough. Or why did you do it like that? And they're just like, oh, I'm doing the best I can. And I know Steve and I definitely had our testing times. I am not gonna lie, there were definitely moments where both just really frustrated, both really exhausted, and my tone and language that I used with him at times wasn't the nicest. I look back now and even he is so understanding as to why, but I wish someone had spoken to me about this before. I think I would have been more conscious about the way I spoke to him and more understanding of the changes that he was going through as well. I think I was so focused on myself, my own body, my own emotions, and you know, all the things I had to do, and it was so much harder for me, you know, which I think is harder for the females, but at the same time, just cut the guys a little bit of slack. Try to talk to them with love and understanding, and just try to communicate clearly with a soft tone, and be careful of the language that you use and how much you put them down, because if you put them down and they constantly feel like they're failing, they're going to go where they feel like they're succeeding, and most of the time that's work and away from you and the baby. Lift them up and you make them feel like they're doing a good job, they're going to want to help more, and overall that's what you want. It also, I want you to know, it gets better as the baby gets older, because the men start to connect with the baby more when they're interacting more, and I just think overall the newborn stage is really hard and it gets better and better as they get older. So if you're going through that, which I'm sure so many mums watching are going, yes, just know it gets better. Last but not least, if you need to cry and be emotional, sister, let it out, because if you bottle that shit up, you're gonna feel so crappy all day, every day. Crying is like this big emotional release that we all need to do, and when you're a mum, it happens a lot more often than what you'd probably like. There's definitely mums out there who are probably going, no, I find it fine. Like, I have mum friends that are like, oh no, being a mum's so easy, like my child's so easy, I love it, I want 10 more. And I'm like, really? I was crying so much in that first bit. Like, everyone's different, everyone handles it different, and everyone's baby's different. But if you need to cry, call up your girlfriends, go to your husband, your mum, whoever's around. There's even like support lifelines, I think, that you can chat to if you've got problems with breastfeeding or whatever's bothering you, and just let it out, because it just is not good for you to keep that inside. And some days it might be the smallest thing that tips you over the edge, and it's actually got nothing to do with what's making you cry. It's just because you're tired. You're so exhausted being a new mum. So if you need to cry, just get it out. But try to take a hot bath at night, or do something that just helps to like calm you. If you're a good meditator, that's probably the best thing you can do for yourself. So that's pretty much all my tips that I've got written down. I'm gonna wrap it up there so this video doesn't go on too long, but I really am praying that this helps just one new mum just feel not so alone, or a little bit better, or a mum to be go, okay, that's good to know that that's coming up, because I didn't know. So if this has helped you, I would love to know. Please comment below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you think other mums would find this interesting or helpful, please share it around on Facebook or wherever you need to. I think it's so great that we can talk about this stuff, and I just wish more mums would be more open and honest about, I suppose, the down times, the times that are really hard. So share it around, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I am just always looking to put out new content. I love suggestions as well. Jump over to my Instagram and post comments there as well. Just chat to me. I just want to hear it all. And I always talk about all things mummy on my Snapchat too, which is AshyVines1. So go give me a follow over there. So thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I hope this just helps just one of you watching, and I'll see you next time.